Gamers, we gonna talk about Palworld and their brand new rebirth, if you call it, or birth, since they are in early access. Crazy. I think even Pocket Pair didn't realize what was coming to them with this. We talked, about the top 10 Steam games last week, and Palworld was very well anchored in third or fourth place. Basically, it's crazy success of Palworld. So, of course, they're not gonna stop there, right? Palworld Pocket Pair is excited to announce a joint venture company with Sony Entertainment, Sony Music Entertainment, and Aniplex. Aniplex, I think you would know this if you watch Crunchyroll. I think they are distributing animes, something like this, I believe. So they created Palworld Entertainment for the purpose of accelerating the game, meaning, remember, they are in early access, and they said from the start, we're going to be in early access for at least a year, until January. And the fact that they signed with Sony means, of course, that they're gonna release for PS5 and PS5 Pro, maybe. Who cares? Who knows? I don't know. In any case, yes, there's gonna be a big news are coming for Palworld, especially that they are on the list of the Tokyo Game Show, which is gonna start at the end of the month. Sorry, I don't have the exact date, but I think it starts on 26th. So we know that big news are coming for Palworld. And apparently their latest free DLC or free update that they had this year with a Japanese island, which I must have somewhere in my note, but I lost it. Karujima, Osakajima, something like this island, worked very well. Now they made a lot of money on PC and Xbox with an half-finished game. So now what we're waiting for is that they finish the game and release it to PS5. So there's, I was watching on Game Rant and a few sites. Of course, as long as Pocket Pair doesn't tell us when they're gonna release and if they're gonna release on PS5, which is not really much of a suspense since they signed a deal with Sony, right? We don't know exactly what their plan is in terms of release. So they have just basically two options, right? Either they do it still in early access and then you could have it as early as October. It's going to be revealed during the Tokyo Game Show. Or, which is the most likely scenario, they wait until the game is fully complete and it's going to be taken out of early access. And then you would have it on PS5, maybe PS5 Pro. I'm not even sure that the Pro would be very useful for a cartoony game, which would fit the Nintendo hardware more than, a very powerful hardware like this. And then you would have it at best, let's say winter early 2025, like February at best, something like this. So yeah, so we are waiting for this now. And I know that someone tell me that they're changing their business model. Maybe Adam, you want to tell us about this?
Pocket Pair came out, and in a recent interview that they did, there was some worry that maybe they were going to be changing up things in Pal World a little bit too much. So basically, what they were saying is that they had looked at possible ways to change the kind of the model, and they were talking in house about, hey, should we go games as a service? Should we go free to play? Should we do battle passes? How should we do this? And of course, when people read that interview, they were a little bit nervous. They're like, "Uh-oh, no, this is going into that whole games as a service thing. That's always bad news. This is not going to be a good thing." But after the interview, Palworld came out on Twitter and they said, "Hey, you know what? Yes, we did that interview. Yes, we said that. But what we were discussing is we were discussing what we had been considering, not what we're actually doing. So what we're actually doing is not that at all." So what they basically have decided to do is that they have decided to continue with the current pay to play model. And they said that they do have plans for adding DLC and skins, which should help with the funding of the project to get it to release. Because as of right now, it is basically, was it still in early access? So, in order to get the game fully out, they do plan to release DLC and some skins. So, those will probably be paid for, but they are not doing a games as a service and they are not doing free to play. And the reason why is because, as they said, that it would just be too much work at this point to switch the gaming model. We've already released the game, we've had people pay for it. Changing the way that the game works is it just, we weren't planning that from the beginning. So coming up with the seasons pass and all that, that would just be we'd have to do a whole overhaul on a bunch of stuff. It just wouldn't be worth it. Also, we know how people play. We know what people want. We know what our fans are expecting, and that's not what they want. They want just a you pay your money, you get your game, you play it, and that's it. And so we respect that. That's what the fans want. That's the kind of game that we need to be making. So they are not going to go free to play. They are not going to go as games as a service. This is just going to be your traditional game. You pay once, you play it as much as you want. Maybe there's some DLC and some extra stuff you can download, and you can pay for some skins or whatever. I don't know. You want a cute little, I can't remember any of the things except for, I can't remember any of their names now, but you want a cute little thing with a hat on it, you can pay for that. So we are going to be seeing more Pal World in the future, but yeah, it's going to not be changing the model as it is. It's going to continue as it has. And yeah, and that's actually a good thing because a lot of people online, one of the biggest concerns was, hey, I already paid for this game. What happens to me if this game goes free to play? Like, what kind of benefits is that going to get me? Do I get like a free, do I get like the first battle passes free for the equivalent value of the game? Or how's that going to work? And now you don't have to worry about it because it's not going to work because that's not what they're going to do. Yeah, it's just going to continue on the way it is. Pal World, as you like it. It's gonna stay that way. Personally, I think that's good news. I need to get back into this game. I never finished it, not because I wasn't enjoying it or not because I wasn't having fun, but just because other stuff came up. And quite frankly, I was leveling up, in my opinion, way too slowly. I would be like, "Oh, hey, I unlocked this new thing. I build it. Okay, next thing's at 5 levels. Okay, I'm only 2 levels in, so I got another 3 levels. So let me just go out there and shoot a bunch of things until I can grind enough experience." So I know I can change the settings. You can change your experience gain to be much quicker. I think I need to do that. But yeah, I at some point I will go back and play, but not right now.